In the summer of 2019, a man who rarely spoke publicly became the center of one of the most disturbing scandals of the modern era. His name appeared in court documents, private flight logs, sealed depositions, and whispered conversation among the world's most powerful people. When he was found dead in a federal jail cell, the official explanation seemed simple, but the questions that followed were anything but. Because buried beneath thousands of pages of legal records, now often referred to as the Jeffrey Epstein files, was a story that did not end with one man. It pointed toward a hidden network of influence, privilege, and silence. And few people noticed at the time this was only the beginning. To understand the Epstein files, we must first understand Jeffrey Epstein himself. Jeffrey Edward Epstein was not born into wealth or political power. He grew up in Brooklyn, New York, the son of a middle-class family. There was nothing in his early life that suggested he would one day move comfortably among presidents, royalty, billionaires, and intelligence insiders. In the 1970s, Epstein began his career as a math and physics teacher at an elite private school. That job would quietly change the trajectory of his life. Some historians believe it was there that Epstein first gained access to powerful families' parents, whose influence extended into banking, politics, and global finance. What happened next changed everything. By the early 1980s, Epstein had entered the world of high finance. Despite having no formal degree in economics, he launched a private financial consulting firm that catered exclusively to ultra-wealthy clients. Epstein's business model was unusual. He claimed to manage money only for billionaires, and yet very little public information existed about how his firm actually operated. Even today, some aspects of his financial dealings remain unclear. Jeffrey Epstein was suddenly everywhere. He owned a mansion in Manhattan, a private island in the Caribbean, a sprawling estate in New Mexico, and residences in Paris and Florida. He traveled aboard private jets, attended exclusive gatherings, and built relationships with people whose names shaped global events. Few people noticed at the time how quickly his social circle expanded, or how carefully it was curated. The first major rupture in Epstein's carefully constructed world came in 2005. That year, police in Palm Beach, Florida began investigating allegations that Epstein had sexually abused underage girls at his estate. What followed was one of the most controversial legal outcomes in recent American history. In 2008, Epstein reached a non-prosecution agreement with federal prosecutors. He pleaded guilty to state charges, served just 13 months in a county jail where he was reportedly allowed extensive work release and avoided federal charges entirely. This decision raised immediate questions. Why was a man accused of serious crimes given such lenient treatment? Some legal experts later argued that the agreement was highly unusual and possibly unprecedented, but that was only the beginning. Later, investigative journalists would uncover that the deal also protected unnamed co-conspirators from prosecution. At the time, few people understood the implications of that clause. What happened next changed everything. In 2018 and 2019, new reporting by journalists, survivors, and legal advocates reopened the Epstein case in the court of public opinion. Federal prosecutors in New York arrested Epstein again, this time on charges of sex trafficking of minors. Suddenly, the world was paying attention. And then, before the case could go to trial, Jeffrey Epstein was found dead in his jail cell. The official ruling was suicide. But almost immediately, the circumstances raised unanswered questions. In the aftermath of Epstein's death, attention shifted toward the documents, court filings, depositions, emails, flight logs, financial records. Together, they became known informally as the Epstein files. These files did not offer simple answers. Instead, they revealed patterns that are difficult to ignore. One pattern involved access. Epstein maintained relationships with political leaders from multiple countries, powerful business figures, academics, and celebrities. Some appeared in flight logs. Others were mentioned in testimony. Many have denied any wrongdoing. It is important to state clearly, appearing in a document does not imply guilt, but declassified documents suggest that Epstein functioned as a connector, a man who moved freely between worlds that rarely overlapped. Another pattern involved silence. Several victims later stated that they believed Epstein was protected by powerful interests. Some historians believe this perception contributed to years of delayed justice. But perhaps the most disturbing pattern involved intelligence connections. Some former officials and researchers have pointed out Epstein's unexplained wealth, international travel, and proximity to intelligence-linked figures. This raised unanswered questions. Was Epstein simply a wealthy criminal who exploited privilege, or was there something more complex at play? Something that has not yet been fully revealed. No conclusive evidence has publicly answered this question, and that uncertainty is what continues to fuel speculation today. Few people noticed at the time how many investigations stalled, how many records remained sealed, and how many witnesses faded from public view. Today, the Epstein files remain relevant for a reason. They sit at the intersection of power, accountability, and transparency. In recent years, governments, courts, and media organizations have faced increasing pressure to release sealed documents and explain past decisions. Some files have been unsealed, others remain restricted. The Epstein case has also reshaped conversations around elite accountability, survivor protection, and the limits of legal systems when confronted with immense power. It has influenced how journalists approach investigations into wealthy individuals and how the public responds to official explanations. But perhaps most importantly, it has left behind a lingering question. If this could happen once, could it happen again? And if so, would anyone notice sooner? Next time, story of the Epstein files is not just about one man. It is about systems, about how influence operates quietly, how access creates immunity, and how truth can remain fragmented for years. History shows us that scandals rarely end cleanly. They fade, resurface, and evolve as new information emerges. Some answers may still come, others may remain buried indefinitely. But the Epstein files remind us of something deeper, that transparency is fragile, that justice can be delayed, and that sometimes the most important questions are not the ones we can easily answer, but the ones that refuse to disappear. Because in the shadows of history, silence is rarely accidental, and the story in many ways is still unfinished.